please make some noise as we welcome the first act of the second half. First Dog on the Moon!
Hello, Patriots. How are we all? Really?
How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm having a lovely time. I'm doing this as a favour for a friend. I thought it was going to be really terrible. But, it's actually pretty good. No, because and don't get this, I mean, it's really shit, but in exactly the right kind of way.
That was First Dog on the Moon!
Very Canberra. I'm allowed to say that. I grew up here, so that's why I'm like this. So I'm going to do a poem, which I actually did last week on Radio National. So you'll be the first people to ever hear it. I love that joke. And it's from an idea ripped off from Banjo Patterson. Oh, it's not hard, really. It should be read in the style of Leonard Teal. It is, which I would try to do, but I mean, you know, Radio National people knew who Leonard Teal was. But it was about, it's a slight, tiny bit dated because it was about the last leaders' debate. It's called There Was Movement at the Station. And unlike Omar, I can't be bothered learning it off by heart. There was movement at the station, for the word had passed around that the People's Forum would be on Sky News. The hacks and flacks and spinners had all flown, or bussed into town, and David Spears had lovely shiny shoes. Here was fearsome Tony, bulging forehead gleaming bright, but his shiny, Botoxed face was grim and grey. And there was tired Uncle Kevin. He was girding for the fight, with his head a bit like a collapsed souffle. Oh, they rattled and they jostled and their empty words were flung and the punters whined and wheedled in despair. For there's nothing quite so hopeless when the bleating is all done as a fight between two bitter sacks of air. There was no make-up lady, there was no decisive win. Was it Tony? Was it Kevin? Ask the worm. And you can all be pleased, Australia, when the final count was in, that democracy's not dead, it's just infirm. There was movement at the station, for the word had passed around Alan Jones had not turned up for work that day. Ironically, it turns out, in a chaff bag, he had drowned. But only old folk missed him anyway. Still, they searched for a replacement. The execs all in a flap. Andrew Bolt, convicted racist on the list. I wasn't allowed to say that on the ABC. I had to call him a xenophobist. I called the lawyer and everything. Anyway, I'm going to do it. I've ruined this gag, so I'm going to do it again. Still, they searched for a replacement. The execs all in a flap. Andrew Bolt, convicted racist on the list. Just name 10. We'll talk to Gina. How good are white people? Seriously, how good are they? There was movement at the station, but the trains were running late. The 8:15 to town had hit some goats. While you're waiting on your platform, here's your local candidate. Cheery handshake and a stack of how to votes. Here comes the glossy, smug git to invade your personal space. So how to get this bloke to leave you be? First up, pretend you're interested in biting your own face. Then ask his stance on bestiality. So what about dogs and people? There was movement at the station, for the petrol price was down and everyone was lined up at the pumps. It was 5 cents a litre dearer at the servo across town, and mate, Australian drivers are not chumps. We all get our shopper dockets with 4 cents a litre off, and we go on Tuesday when the petrol's cheap. And now we reckon climate change is real, although we used to scoff. My carbon footprint still makes vegans weep. There was movement at the stationery cupboard. I'm a professional, I'm allowed to do that. There was movement at the stationery cupboard, for the post-its had run out. Was it Brenda from HR who took them all? You see, that's the kind of thing that decent Aussies care about. Not Kevin eating or if Tony punched a wall. If you're homeless now, in 5 days, not a single thing will change. We might have someone different to blame, and we'll still all say we're blameless, and it's rather passing strange. The more things change, the more they stay the same.